Hi everybody, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 5th of August, it's Tuesday. So as always I'll have the timestamps in the description if you're just looking to check one of these options. I'm only going to do these three because I think that... So this one's a bit different, but definitely avoid this one. But with an arena, the weekly is actually also one arena too. Now, 250 seals for an arena is it's okay. These options are still better, but if you're looking at doing the arena just for the daily today, 10 seals for a full arena is fucking shit. For 10 seals, this is not worth the effort of doing an arena, because these take 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if you're really quick. Now, I'll just make a case for, like, I'll just explain this one why I would never do it. I see this as kind of like a catch-22, right? So you need to first understand how to get award medals. So if you go to the help menu, you type in the word medal. In each of the game modes, it explains how to get your points. So, for example, if you want to do a team deathmatch, you basically have to get a bunch of kills. You can get assists as well, but the idea is, like, getting 10 assists is not really something that you're going to be able to do normally in a battleground, especially if you're really new. So in that case, you're going to want to do these ones because you kind of need an established build to do that reliably in a battleground. Because if your whole team's terrible, then nobody's going to get any kills or any assists. So it's just not something you can rely on. And here's the other part of Catch-22. If you're good in Battlegrounds, you are probably established enough where these three here are going to be easy anyway, so I would still just do these. 10 seals for doing these kinds of challenges here is just not worth the value. I think these ones here, like, even this one's like 10 seals is not great for it. Yeah, whatever. I just think do these three here. They're so much easier. Alright, so we'll start with crafting with blacksmithing. Alright, so you want to... There's two things I really suggest anytime these crafting ones come up. You either want to craft the cheapest stuff available to you, or you want to just do Rith. Those are the only ones I really recommend, because cheapest way is just path of least requirements or resistance, I suppose, and Riths give you a lot of value for like very little requirements as well. So, yeah, those are all I really recommend. If you want iron ingots, you can either go and collect some, just harvest them from the environment, especially since today is the Harvest Resources endeavor, so you can kind of do those two. And the Harvest Resources one's a pretty good weekly, I think. I think the 90 weapon skills is quicker, but yeah, I still think the harvesting is fine. So you need to harvest 3 or 4 pieces of iron ore, and that'll give you about over 10 usually, because you can only refine items at 10 a time. Now, with refining in this game, you can get anywhere between 7 and 10 of the refined item. So you could get 10 iron ore, only refine 7, and not be able to craft 4 daggers. What you could probably do in that case is just deconstruct the daggers, and you might get another piece of iron from that. If that doesn't work, maybe just like on a low-level character, just loot some weapons, like stolen or not, from just like a place, and then deconstruct those. You'll get some iron from that too, so that could be another way. Yeah, and then style materials are much easier to get. You just need to go to any blacksmith, which you can usually find near crafting stations of the blacksmithing variety. And these people here, they sell all the style materials that you can use on the base, like racial styles, as many as you want for 15 gold each. I would not personally buy these on guild stores. I would buy iron ingots on guild stores. I think that's a good, convenient way. But definitely not these, because for some reason people sell them on guild stores for more than they're worth here. So yeah, I don't see the point. Yeah, obviously, if you're level 7 or 6, you can unlock writs. Even the basic writs are pretty good to do, because you can get surveys. Surveys come up pretty frequently in endeavors, and quest endeavors also come up. So those are both things that writs do. You can do both of those with like writs pretty good. So, I mean, one of them you need to do writs in order to get surveys, but yeah, you know what I mean. There's hundreds and hundreds of guides on writs out there. They explain writs better than I think I could, so yeah, just look it up. Honestly, ESO writs is probably like one of the most searched things in YouTube, I would say. So Okay, next up is Parlor Furnishings. So you need two things for this. You need a house, which you can get for free, and you need a parlor furnishing, however you say it, furnishing that you can get. There's two options. It depends on if you've got one DLC or not, so I'll go through both of those. So, first thing, free house here. Talk to this lady here in Daggerfall. Right here. You can do the same thing in Oridon. Over here, there's the quest giver is in the same spot, just next to this wayshrine. These are both wayshrines that you start with by default, so it's very easy to get here. Just talk to them. You'll accept a quest. All you need to do to complete the quest is talk to them. So you can see, you complete this. If you haven't got all the free houses yet, you'll see one here that you can get for free. And so just completing that quest gives you the house that you need. So you get one of three. So if you go into the map into houses here, the house that you've just gotten, or just had out of earned, I guess, for free, will show up here. So it'll either be the Rosy Lion, the Ebony Flask Inn Room, or it'll be the Myra's Kiss Public House. One of these three here. It just depends on which alliance you do that quest on. If you do a character on all three alliances, do that quest, you will get all three of these houses for free. And I would recommend that because they're all useful in some way, I think. So the Parlor Furnishing, there's, as I mentioned, there's two. So if you have the Deadlands DLC, I would advise looking at the other option. But if you don't, it's like a stool here somewhere. The tea table carved. This is the cheapest Parlor Furnishing that I know of outside of DLC options. So it's 250 gold. So it's more expensive than the other options that you normally get, which are like 100. Now the same rule applies if you want gold. You have like no gold at all and you want to get some for this stuff, my advice to you is to look at this dungeon here, and I'll show you why. Can you use the door, please? Fucking 8-hour maintenances and they can't fix the targets out of range bullshit that keeps popping up every time you try and use a door. Right. So when you get in, you're not fighting anything, don't worry, you can do this on any character. What you're looking for is this room here, this door. When you get in, you just turn right as soon as you get in, and yeah, this place will be here. So there are a bunch of tables here, they have coins on them. Now you won't get a great deal of gold from doing this, you'll get maybe like 80 or 50 goldish, just depending, because some stuff, oh, I got 90 gold there. Some stuff spawns, some doesn't. It's just the nature of like containers in this game. It's kind of weird. So what you do is you collect all that. I suppose you can also take all this stuff and you can kind of sell this stuff for a little bit. It's like 1 gold each, I think. Yeah, it's only 1 gold, I guess. Stolen stuff sells for a lot more, actually. So if you can steal some stuff as well, that's also helpful. Yes, don't get caught, obviously. So yeah, if you want to reset all the stuff in here, it's very easy. So you leave, you just go out the exit here. And what will happen is when you exit, it takes you back to the wayshrine that you came in from. You just take that wayshrine, you go straight back in. It doesn't, yeah. It's like super convenient. You don't have to do much traveling. So once you've got 250 gold, you can use that, or you can use the other option. So as I said, the Deadlands DLC. So you need Firegrave here. And you need to find this furnisher here. His name is Nif. Alright, so we grab this wayshrine. As far as I'm aware, the quickest way up is up these stairs. Up here. And you go across this bridge here. And this will lead you... You can go up the stairs just here too and basically do the same thing. You're looking for Felicitous Furnishing. So Nifia, this is what you're looking for. Again, target is out of range. 8-hour maintenance, by the way. So these, you get the, these Firegrave flags here. So there's a 75 gold flag, and you can just buy this, and that's a Parlor Furnishing. So you only need 1. So my advice is just spend the gold to get 1. That's all you need. Because you can use a strategy when you get in to your house to just use the 1 over and over to get the endeavor done. I'll show you how. So now, go to houses as I showed before. So you just pick whatever house you want to go to, you click on it, and it'll take you and show you where it is on the map. You left click, travel inside, confirm. So you can do this from anywhere outside of Cyrodiil or Imperial City as well. And Battlegrounds, I think. It's another reason why I don't bother with that stuff. Alright, I guess I left that on the floor before. So what you need to do now is, at the bottom right, you'll see it says the housing editor. key, whatever that hotkey is, just hit that. At the bottom, you'll see it says browse, you hit that. So this is for stuff in your inventory. If it's already in your house and you want to use that, two things. You can go retrieve here to check if you've got any Parlor Furnishings. As you can see, I've got one here, one before that I used. That's the tea table that I bought before. Instead, so what you do is you can put it away from there, or you can find it, pick it up and put it away, and then you can undo, redo, and spam that. And the same thing happens if it's in your inventory here. So we go Parlor, find our Firegrave flag here, just chuck it on the ground, undo, redo, undo, redo. That's all. So the reason we do that is if you just pick it up like this and spam place it, nothing happens. It doesn't actually count for the endeavor that way. So you want to use undo, redo as a strategy. So now, I guess put this somewhere as like aesthetically not terrible, I guess. So like put it over here. Whenever this endeavor comes up again, you got your Parlor Furnishing, you come over here, you put it away, undo, that will count for one, redo, undo, that will count for the second one. That's, yeah. So what I suggest is just get like a small house, nothing big. You know, shouldn't spend any more than like 100,000 gold. Or Seaboom Villa. This you can get this from the website and the store. It's like $8 or some shit Australian. It's probably like $6 US or some shit. Like, this is, if you want a good house that will sort you out, like, to the end of time, for, like, just a normal player, this is, like, honestly all you ever need. I wouldn't go any further than this. But yeah, so what you can do is just get a house, get all the different furnishings of all the different types. You know, you got your parlor, you got your workshop, you got your conservatory, stuff like that. So you can just, like, line them up in, like, an area, and just whenever the endeavor comes up, just grab that specific one, put it away, undo, redo, and yeah, it just streamlines it very well. Okay, stealing blue items. So this one is quite DLC dependent. If you have Thieves Guild, it's the easiest. If you have Necrom, it's not too bad. If you have no DLC, it's just a bit time consuming. But I still think this is a much better option than an arena and award medals, because you really don't need any skill, aside from maybe like being a bit patient around guards. Apart from that, I don't think you need much skill, especially if you have a Nightblade with like level 4 in Shadow, because at that point you get Cloak, and you can steal stuff in Cloak and nobody can see it, so it's just like really easy to do. So what you want to do, my advice for this, or the way I personally like to do this, is I use Volkguard Manor and Treasury, the bank in Volkguard, and in Daggerfall I use the castle here. So these two areas, they have a bunch of furniture, and these furniture items, they can have blue quality items. It's infrequent that they do, but they're instants. That's the main thing. So even if everybody else is doing the same thing, you get your own version of these wardrobes that you can just loot. So as opposed to safe boxes, which are another good option, but safe boxes aren't instanced. Everybody like shares the same ones. So if someone else grabs all the safe boxes in Oridon, for example, you don't get any. Like, you got to wait for them to respawn, and that could take a while. That could take longer than an arena, for fucking all I know. So what I do here is I go into these corners. I wait until I'm not detected anymore. So this is a bit weird. I think you have to go over here instead. Because this guy, I think this guy can see you normally. Yeah, there you go. So the only issue here is that there's a guard who walks through. So as long as the guard's not around, this will be fun. So this backpack here, so you can see this design, this green design. Sometimes that'll be a blue item. And in this dresser, so these things here, you get items that you can just sell at a fence for a bit of gold. These can be white, green, or blue, and very rarely they're blue. So that's kind of what you're looking for. So as long as you've got, just make sure in gameplay you've got auto loot stolen items set to off. Because if this is on, you'll automatically steal everything that you look at, and if you're doing this, you'll get a bounty, so you've got to be careful. So yeah, you can check the dresser. As long as you don't take the item, you don't get a bounty. So you can just look in all of these quickly and like check which ones have blue items. And once you find one, then you can set yourself up and grab it. And you can still just press R to grab it anyway. So yeah, we're just looking through all these furniture things. These sacks here, they're food-based ones, so they don't have as many blue items usually. They're more rare. But yeah, you've got these cabinets here, just go through them. Cabinet here. And then this room's great because there's nobody in here, so you can loot this stuff without getting a bounty at all. Like, you don't have to go stealth here. So canvas portrait. Nothing. Okay. So now what I do is I go to Daggerfall to the castle, because what happens is if you leave a zone, it will reset everything. Now, instead of that, you could also use the Outlaw's Refuge. You could just go here, sell stuff that you get, and you can make some gold to get yourself a Parlor Furnishing that way as well, if you want to do those two together. Same thing for the blacksmithing materials. You could sell that stuff, buy some ingots on a store with the gold that you got. So yeah, you can kind of multitask with this one too, which is nice. And what Outlaw's Refuges do as well, just like with the going to a different zone, is it reset, like it technically counts as leaving the zone. And what will happen is everything in that building will reset. So all those wardrobes, they'll have different things. So you can kind of try again to see if you'll get anything different. Now, I will show you Daggerfall Castle in a minute, because that is also the one I use for the Thieves Guild option, which is good too, or it's the best one. But the other option, the third, or like the middle ground, I suppose, is Necrom. Because Necrom has a big hallway full of stealable stuff that nobody can see you steal the things in. So, oh yeah, where am I going? This way. So you can't get a bounty in there. The only people that are in there are players, and we ain't snitches, so we won't give you a bounty. So it can be found here. You can get there through the Outlaw's Refuge, but I find this to be the quicker way. So if you haven't been here before, you'll have this way shown by default, so it's easy to get to. Or you can travel to this house in Home Tours and get there maybe slightly quicker, but I feel like they're about the same. And yeah, once you get to Necrom, you'll have this way shown. You've got easier access to that from that point. So we come in here, and again, this will all be instant, so you've got your own version of all these urns in here. You just have a look at all these urns here. And yeah, eventually you'll find you'll either find a motif or you'll find a blueprint that's blue quality. So you need two, just remember that. So it might take a while. So what you can do, if you have a ton of inventory space, go to Settings, Gameplay, enable auto loot stolen items now. Just make sure you turn it off after, because you don't want to use this in the middle of a castle full of people. So, and just start going on a looting spree. Loot fucking everything. And eventually you'll get a blue quality item. So I'll just go through and grab it. And the best thing is, resetting this place is way easier than it is for other places. Alright, there we go, got one. So we got a Red Guard mug. I also should point out, I got a lead. Unfortunately, these don't count, so you have to roll on the motifs or the recipes. So yeah, that's going to be your main way of getting it through these two methods. So let me show you... Oh yeah, so, sorry. I'll show you last what happens to reset this place. So say you've looted all these urns. What's the odd that I get another blue one? Okay, so there we go. Looted all the urns there. So they're all empty. You can see them all empty there. If I go into this Outlaw's Refuge and I come back out into this room, it will reset those urns. Turn around, go back in. And look at that, the urns are full again. So you can just keep spamming all these urns near here, just leave, come back, and they reset. So that's definitely the second best way to do this, I think, over the other one. Because like you don't have to worry about a bounty, that's the main thing. That's alone is gonna make it quicker, but also just being able to reset it super fast is also great. Alright, so let me show you my favorite way to do this. First thing you need to do is you need Thieves Guild, because you need to go to Hugh's Vein. It's Curry's hit list. So if we go to the quest journal and go Curry's with a thing in between the S and the I don't know, can't remember what they're called. You're looking for a cut purse above this one here. So on the Covenant, so the Curry's hit list item in Glenumbra, this is what you're looking for. Actually, so if you have Rosy Lion, this is a quick way to get there. So travel outside of the Rosy Lion, this will take you straight to Daggerfall. Alright, so headed to Daggerfall Castle. Firstly, I'll just show you all the wardrobes that you can check for if you don't have Thieves Guild. So there's this wardrobe here, this wardrobe, there's these trunks here, these nightstand tables, these all can have blue items in it. I gotta make sure, gameplay, turn auto loot stolen items off, because I'll get a bounty if I check these. So just go through, nightstand there, nightstand over here, check that as well. Come up here, up these stairs, check the dresser. The cupboard, I think, is normally food stuff, so it's not as often that you get good stuff. Wardrobe, nightstand, wardrobe here, and then this room this desk here, and then this room has a ton of stuff. It's got the dresser, the nightstand, the dresser over here. You've got the backpack, the dresser, the trunk. You've got the nightstand here, and the wardrobe. So this also is a strongbox location, and it's a master one. So it's quite. I don't know if it's got any higher chance of giving you stuff, but I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, would you look at that? What I'll do is firstly figure out where the guy is out there, and if your hidden icon goes like slightly open, then immediately just get out of this because you don't want to bounty when you do this. Right, so I'm going to see what we get. So yeah, unfortunately, these aren't a guarantee to get blue items. So I don't really bother with these things much. Okay, so this here is the Thieves Guild related one. So what you want to do is go to this location here. It's the southern side on the like sort of main floor when you get in. So this storage chest has a gold quality item, and this counts as well for the Endeavor. We got a bounty from that, but that's no big deal. We're all done because we got our item, and you don't have to actually move from this spot. There's a guard that comes here, but I think you can be far enough away that the guard doesn't aggro. So if you delete this item comes back. That's the reason this is so good. So you can loot this as many times as you want, and it'll never run out. So yeah, and anytime you want to do this blue quality one, and you've got Thieves Guild, do this. Now, if this item is not here, believe me, the reason that it is not spawning is either you have it in your inventory, you've done this quest already, or you've done the Carrier's Hit List achievement, or you haven't been to a Bar's Landing. You don't just go into Hughes Vein. You need to discover the city. To do that, you just go like here somewhere and it'll eventually discover. And then you turn around, go back to the Wayshrine, come here, and yeah, it'll be available. And you can see this character's level 4, basically brand new. So yeah, you just need to make sure you go to Hughes Bane. You need to discover a Bar's Landing, and then you'll be fine. Don't need any of this stuff. And we don't want to get a bounty. We don't want to try and flee in here, because if a guard attacks you, you can't leave. So my advice, either run up. If you do have a bounty and you can't pay it and you just want to run, my advice is come up here, have the guard follow you, and then come down here. Wait a couple of seconds. Hopefully you'll be out of combat for long enough. Get out here as quick as you can. And there's a guard right there, though, and a guard right there. So just be careful of them. You should be able to just go through around here and get away from them. Anyway, yeah, it's not a big deal. Alright, so the last one's an arena. As I said, I wouldn't really bother with this, but if you do want to do this one, if you want to avoid one of these for whatever reason, you know, in Maelstrom Arena, the weapons in there are pretty good. And even on normal, they're solid. So, Maelstrom's good, but you need Orsinium for that. Vatashron Hollows is quickest, I would say, of the lot. But the final boss has an insta-kill mechanic. It one-shots you even on normal. So if you're not experienced with it, and if you don't have a range build, I wouldn't recommend it, because that boss is... the hitbox on that attack that insta-kills you is fucking bullshit. Maybe it is with lag, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I die to it, and it's like I'm not even close to the fucking... the laser beam. It's weird. But yeah, Black Rose Prison, wouldn't touch it. It's definitely the hardest of the lot, even on normal. And Dragonstar Arena is the only base game one, and I would say it's the longest, it's the slowest. It's not the hardest, but it's definitely the slowest, especially listening to that fucking dude ramble on the whole bloody time. Alright, so yeah, if you have any questions though, if you want to know stuff about an arena, if you're trying it, and you just can't wait for the weekly, it will be a few hours, so you will have to be a bit patient. But if you're trying to do an arena right now, and you're struggling with something, let me know. Vatashron won't be too helpful, especially on Veteran, because I haven't had much experience with that place. But Maelstrom Arena I can definitely help you, and Dragonstar too. But yeah, just by minimum, just like wait a couple of hours. It will take some time to upload though, because I'll be doing all 3 of the weeklies. But for now, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all soon, hopefully. Take care for now.